This is the Steam Dev Cheat Sheet, a dense collection of best practices, magic formulas, and Steam knowledge. It's a compact infographic that covers the Steam capsule, game trailers, wish lists, Steam's discovery algorithm, and magic formulas which you can use to extract data from Steam. The Steam capsule is the single most critical component of your Steam page. It'll get viewed by far more Steam users than any other part of your game, since it appears in lists and widgets all over the place. What that means is, even small improvements to your capsule can have big impacts on the traffic that Steam sends to your game. Your Steam capsule should clearly show your game's name, convey the game's genre or mood, and fit all the various aspect ratios that Steam requires. Steam's background color is hex code 1B2838. So if your capsule looks good against that background, more Steam users might notice it. Also, it's worth spending money on great key art.
People were seeing this image, this key art, and they were clicking on it at a high rate, especially in the store. And then ultimately they were converting into visitors and wish lists, and at launch then into sales. So it's really important to have that good key art because, as you can see here, we're doubling our numbers.
Your gameplay trailer is super important for your Steam page, but keep in mind that Steam users tend to skim through them.
And when they're looking at the video, they're skipping ahead really fast. Watch, he's skipping ahead right there.
Here are some best practices. Start strong with exciting sounds, music, or a joke. Get directly into gameplay, not text or logos. Gameplay trailers generally should be 60 seconds or less, but feel free to break that rule if you know what you're doing. End with a single call to action, for example, watch list or buy now. Don't include logos in the beginning. I know everybody does it and it's tempting, but think of it this way. You'll lose viewers immediately. So take your logos and move them to the end. For more on game trailers, listen to my podcast, Making Great Game Trailers with Derek Liu. If game developers seem obsessed with wish lists, it's because about 10% of wish lists could convert to sales in the first week. Meaning if your game has 1,000 wish lists, you can expect around 100 sales within those first 7 days. This math is not perfect, of course, but just a rough guess. Wish lists are important because when a Steam user wish lists a game, they are signing up to get emails about it. Unless they've disabled notifications, they'll get an email when your game launches. They'll get emailed again if your game is ever discounted 20% or more. Now for Steam's discovery algorithm. If your game gets included in the popular upcoming module on Steam, it's going to sell more copies. How do you get your game into this module? We don't know exactly. Definitely a key metric is the number of wish lists your game has, but the number you need before launch fluctuates and depends on your situation. The numbers I see developers targeting the most are 7,000, 10,000, and 50,000 wish lists before launch. My gut tells me most indies shoot for about 7,000 wish lists before launch. But if you don't have that many wish lists, don't feel bad. It takes time and a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck to get thousands and thousands. The advice from Valve is to translate to Chinese, Korean, and Japanese first. Here's a quote from Steamworks documentation, Localization and Languages. The less a language looks like English, the higher the expected return. Many customers in Asian territories, for example, do not speak English, while many customers in European countries do. Once your game hits 10 or more reviews, Steam includes it in more places. Simple. Ideally, they're all positive reviews, but that's not necessary. If Steam detects 10 reviews, it'll include your game in more places. So gather your friends and fans and get those 10 reviews. Now for Steam's magic formulas, and beware, these numbers are rough. They are not meant to be perfect calculations, but instead hand-wavy approximations to help guide us. Steam shows the number of reviews on all game pages, but the number of sales is hidden. We might want to know a game's sales numbers for research reasons, so we can guesstimate the number of sales from the number of reviews. We do this with the new box leader number, or NB number. Based on the NB number, one review typically represents about 20 to 55 sales. I like to use a nice round number near the middle, 30. Using this number, we can guess if a game has 100 reviews, that's 100 times 30, we can say it has about 3,000 copies sold. Is that math right? No. Is it close? But is it helpful? Yes, it is, trust me. It is. No, it is. Steam keeps the number of wish lists a game has hidden, but the number of followers are visible, sometimes. The formula for this is very simple. Number of followers times 10 equals number of wish lists. So if a game has 100 followers, you can guess it has around 1,000 wish lists. Once we have about 1 week worth of sales data, we can use that to guesstimate how much a game will earn in its first year. This one's also a simple formula. First week sales times 5 equals first year sales. So if a game sells 10k in its first week, its first year could be around 50k.
That whatever you're going to sell in week 1, if you multiply that by 5, this is what you're going to sell in the first year. And it seems to be Obviously not super accurate, but quite accurate.
Alright friend, I think we covered everything. If you enjoyed this kind of data, you should follow Simon Carles, Chris Zukowski, and Jake Burkett. That's Game Discover Co., How to Market a Game, and Grey Alien Games. And also subscribe at my site, Villadria. Subscribe to the newsletter and download all my game dev comics, including the Steam Dev cheat sheet and many more. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. To see more videos like this, subscribe. Lastly, how's it going with your game? Tell me in the comments. I will leave you with these Japanese translations of the first version of the Steam Dev cheat sheet. They're so cool, I love them so much. Thanks for watching and good luck with your Steam games.